Hello, this is your IELTS orientation. Today we will mainly be talking about the listening section. So, firstly, what is the IELTS exam? It is an English language proficiency test. Basically, you're going to an English speaking country and they want to know whether you can converse in the language. Your test is scored from 0 to 9 bands, where 9 means that you're capable of using the language as a native speaker. So you're as good at English as somebody who is living in that country or who was born there or who is naturally English. A score between 7 to 9 bands is considered near native to native proficiency. So 7 to 9 bands is generally a very good score to get, and it also satisfies most needs of moving abroad. Your minimum band score will depend on your situation. So it depends on why you're going abroad. Your minimum band score will depend on what profession you have. For example, medical professionals generally need to have a higher band score as compared to other professionals. Also, if you are giving an academic exam, in certain institutions, certain universities require you to have a higher band score. So it will depend on your particular situation. Okay. The IELTS test has 4 sections, like any language: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. We will be covering these one step at a time so that we don't overwhelm you. We will start today with the listening section. So, here's our listening section. In the listening test, you will get 40 questions. These 40 questions will be divided into 4 sections. All right. So each section comprises of a conversation you must listen to, and you will answer the questions related to it. Section 1 will be two speakers in conversation or filling a form. So you will hear two voices. Generally, it could be one person is filling the form and taking instructions from the other person, or it could be two people talking. Okay, so generally in section 1, it's one of the easier sections. You will get two speakers in a conversation. Section 2 is one speaker speaking on a general everyday topic. So, this is not going to be an academic topic. This is just going to be some general information about a town, a city, maybe about some kind of transport. So, it's going to be one person, it's going to be a monologue, and they will be speaking on a general everyday topic. Section 3 is 3 to 4 speakers in conversation. So it's like a group of friends, a group of college students or colleagues who are talking to each other. There will be 4 different voices, and you will have to listen to the conversation and answer your questions. Section 4 is one speaker on an academic topic or a lecture. So, over here in the last section, one person will be speaking, and it can be a documentary or a lecture where you will hear one voice and they're talking about a specialized subject. All right. As I've just discussed, the sections get progressively more challenging, which means section 1 might be the easiest, and then section 4 will be the most difficult. So you will keep progressing to more challenging sections. For completing the test, you will get a total of 40 minutes. 30 minutes will be given for listening to the recording and writing your answers on the question paper itself. So you will just quickly write down the answers in the question paper itself, okay, as you are listening to your recording. After that, you will be given 10 more minutes for transferring your answers to the answer sheet. So recording is for only 30 minutes. 30 minutes you will listen to the recording and quickly write your answers on the question paper itself. Then the recording will finish and you will be given 10 extra minutes in order to clearly transfer your answers from the question paper to your answer sheet. Then, IELTS, we all know, is an international test, so the recordings will be in different types of accents. So you can get the Canadian American, the British, or the Australian New Zealand accents. Okay, they will be present in all the work that we will be doing, in every sample we will be doing. So I think you will get enough practice by the end of it. IELTS accepts both British and American English spellings. So you can use either American or British spellings, but they have to be correct. The recording will be played once only. You cannot ask for the recording to be played again and again. So you have to get your answers correct in one go. You will also need to multitask. You have to read the question, listen for the answer, and write down your answer all at the same time. So you have to be actively listening, writing down your answers all at the same time. Also, in the last 10 minutes, when you're transferring your answers to your answer sheet, you must write in capital letters. See, this is not a rule, but it is very much recommended because it's preferable because it makes your answers more legible to the examiner. The chances of you making a mistake become less when you're writing in capital letters. The chances of the examiner understanding what you have written also become more. Use a pencil and not a pen. Okay, so you must use a pencil in this test. You can erase lightly in your answer sheet also. If you don't know a particular answer, please guess it. For example, if you've accidentally missed something or you were confused, you have a vague idea, just guess it because there is no negative marking. That's mainly because you're not competing against other people. Everybody is competing only against themselves in this test. You have to prove you can speak English. It is not a typical test where you have a competition with other test takers. So there's no negative marking. Then check the number of words you can have in your answer. So the question will very clearly define how many words you can use in your answer. Okay, so this is mentioned in your questions instructions. Example, you may be asked to write no more than 2 words or no more than 3 words, or 2 words and a number. Just check your question before you attempt it. Okay, how many can you write? It's generally never more than 3 words. Okay, so this is how your words and numbers are calculated. So what do you consider one word or one number? Normal things we already know. 1 is a number, 2 is a number. But what if you get a big number or a hyphenated word? So a year such as 1990 is considered one number. So 1 year is one number. This is not 4 numbers. A large number such as any large number is also considered one number. A hyphenated word such as part-time is one word. You have a hyphen in the middle. A non-hyphenated compound noun such as tennis racket, my football shoes is considered 2 words because there is no hyphen. Okay, so if there is a hyphen, it is one word. If it is a big number, it is one word. If it is a year, it is one number. Should you use articles such as a and the and prepositions on, under, at, of, to, etc. in your answer. So you already have a limited number of words which you can use. Should you be using all these prepositions? I mean, you may not have the leeway of using them. So it depends. If you're completing a sentence or a summary, generally you will use articles and prepositions. For example, if I were to write a sentence, she will meet me dash. She will meet me at the cafe. So over here I have to use both an article and a preposition. This is at is the preposition and the is the article. Okay, so I have to use both of these. I have to be grammatically correct in summary and sentence completion. But if I am filling a form or I am writing a note, I may not need to use them. For example, meeting place dot dot. and you have a dash in front of it, you can just write cafe. You don't need to write at the cafe. Okay, so you have to keep checking. It's always according to the question. All right. Next thing you have to do is mind your spellings. Even if you find the correct answer, but you write the wrong spelling, your marks will be cut. You will be marked wrong even if you have found it. So you have to be very clear about your spellings. Next is the typical questions which you're going to get. Some of the typical questions you're going to get are form completion, note completion, summary completion, sentence completion, multiple choice questions, diagram labeling, table completion, and flowcharts. Okay, so any one of these, they are pretty much similar to one another, as in there will be some missing information which you have to complete. Don't try to process everything the speaker says. You will be given time to look at the question paper before a recording begins. So look at the questions and focus only on finding the answers. Also watch out for answers which are in the plural. So if they say sisters, for example, please use the S. Don't miss it. If you miss an answer, move on to the next question without wasting time. You need to concentrate. Otherwise, you will lose your place in the recording. Okay. Now, here is how your band scores are calculated. If you get 39 to 40 correct answers, your band score will be 9. If you get 37 or 38 correct, you get 8.5. 35 or 36, you get 8. 32 or 34, you get 7.5. 30 to 31, you get 7. So on and so forth. You should ideally be within this range. Anything below might be considered a lower score, all right, for your requirements. So these are your listening tips, and this is your listening orientation. I'm going to be giving you a test now, but kindly remember all these points and go through these multiple times so that you don't miss any of this. All right, so thank you.